like everybody to welcome today Chris Parks. Chris, it's great to have you here. And we're looking forward to getting to know you a little bit better, a little bit more about what's brought you to Invent Oregon. But to start out, can you tell me what university or college you're representing and, what degree program are you in or have you just finished?
I'm currently attending the University of Portland, so I'm representing them, and my major is electrical engineering with a minor in entrepreneurship.
Oh, yeah, that's fantastic. We love to see that entrepreneurial spirit. Hopefully, that takes you very far. So, tell us what's the team name and what is your role within the team?
Yeah, so my team is called Team Hearlix or just Hearlix. I do all the inventing and all the AutoCAD stuff and basically all the design process and some of the marketing stuff. And then I have my family members, which is pretty helpful. My brother has hearing aids, so he tests my product, and also my parents, who are both lawyers, they deal with some of the legal stuff that is involved with the business.
That's fantastic to have a support system in place that's not just classmates or coworkers, but your family and everyone so invested in the success. That's really awesome, inspiring. But with that said, tell me about Hearlix. I've got to know, what are you creating?
Yeah, so at Hearlix, I've been trying to produce this device that helps people with masks and hearing aids. Taking off a mask for this community is very difficult. So usually, what will happen is if they're not careful, is that the mask strap can get caught in the hearing aids, and then they can get ripped out, and then they can get lost or damaged, which is not a very fun thing to experience or very economically great to replace because each hearing aid is typically over like $400 to like $6,000 depending on the quality you want.
And I'm gonna guess that there's something kind of already alluded to it, but something in your life that led you down this path that gave you the idea to pursue this innovation.
Yeah, no, it really started like at first I was going to try to make a device for it was glasses and hearing aids, but then my brother was telling me about how he has problems taking off his mask with his hearing aids and how difficult it was. And then I did some interviews with some other people that had hearing aids, and it seems to be a relevant problem for everybody there. So I realized that it's not just him, but it's like the whole community is having this issue.
That's excellent. And in general, who have you looked at to be able to market this towards? Is there a specific segment of hearing aid users or people who use a certain type? Really, what part of that community is this going to serve?
There's a couple different types of hearing aids. Mainly, we're focusing with BTE behind the ear hearing aids, which are they go around here instead of just the ones like you can just put in your ear, which wouldn't really be relevant for the device. But we also are trying to market to people that are not in just the hearing aid community. I have when I did some market research, some people were saying that some mask wearers have issues removing the mask, like they have difficulty taking out the strap, which I didn't realize was a problem. But adding this clip device that I made, it allows them to have some extra leverage to be able to pull the mask off without having to struggle so much.
That's excellent that you've already seen opportunities to be able to scale and maximize your market and your reach. Can you tell me a little bit more about what makes an innovation like this important? Why people need this?
It's just for me, it's just like I see this community that is suffering. I mean, like when I did some interviews, some of the people that wearing hearing aids and behind the hearing aids especially, they would just simply not wear a mask instead of just and for in substitute for wearing their hearing aids because they're so afraid of losing their hearing aids because of their mask removal. So I thought that, well, that's kind of not the best and definitely not safe for them because most of the target market is usually 65 and older or just more elderly people. So their immune systems are, is not as great as young and healthy people. So it's kind of an issue. And I just thought, well, it's really not like fair. So I wanted to make something that would, allow everybody to have the same safety as everybody else.
Absolutely. It really sounds like your insight has might be able to provide a lot of safety and comfort and accessibility is something that is crucial to our everyday lives. That's excellent. And really looking at all the different target markets you can segment, all the different people you can help with it. That's really great. It kind of sounds like you've thought through a couple of different devices that you're looking at. You originally said that you had been pursuing something with glasses. So as you're working on this in the future, where do you see this all going? How far do you hope to take not just Hearlix, but your future third, second, and fourth prototypes after this?
Yeah, I have the clip device, which I've been prototyping and testing, but I also wanted to make this other device for people that would have to wear masks for a long period of time. I remember when I was flying from Sacramento to New York City, I ended up having to wear a mask for like 6 hours straight, and my behind my ears started to get like really really sore in the flight, and I realized that this is probably a prevalent issue to other people in the medical field, especially who have to wear masks because it's for safety and it usually is under law right now. But so I realized that there could be another possibility. I can make like a sleeve that could go over and allow like a cushion to be behind the ears that is attached to the mask strap so that it's more comfortable for them to wear.
You truly sound like an innovator that every time you experience or see a problem, your mind immediately switches to finding a solution for it. As you've been working through this, you're, prototyping this and ideating other things, what have you learned about what it's like to be an innovator?
Yeah, no. So at first, I kind of just like started out with drawing some stuff and thinking in my brain. But really, what happened to me is I had to learn how to use AutoCAD, how to like make a website, and all sorts of different skills that will be helping me in future ventures. But it's just for now, just starting from the beginning, it's basically I had to learn so many different new skills. It took not too much time, but it was definitely not something that you would just easily, one and done type of thing. It took me hours to be able to understand like how this works, how AutoCAD works, how you make 3D files, how do you, 3D print them, just put them in a slicer and all that fun stuff. So there's a lot of like small components that you need to know in order to like be able to get something from like a concept to an actual like physical thing.
That's really cool. And when thinking about just Invent Oregon, what's something that you've learned about yourself as you've been participating through the competition?
I kind of rediscovered my when I was a kid. Like I used to draw all sorts of diagrams and schematics of things, but it was a little bit out of time. But now I'm starting to like come back and really like enjoy that feeling of when I was a child. And I would just like draw stuff and make stuff, but instead of not just having it on paper, I'm actually able to like bring it to life, which is really cool. So it's really exciting for me.
I mean, we're definitely excited to have you in the competition. I know I've heard some of the other students talk about your project and how cool it is, and they are really looking forward to seeing how you progress through your prototyping. But, we have less than a month left. The end of June is coming fast upon us. So, as you're looking towards the end of the competition after the finals, what are some key takeaways that you think you'll have gained from participating in Invent Oregon?
Some of the key takeaways is that there's a lot of opportunity for students right now to start their own businesses and be able to grow with basically more or less free resources. Well, I mean, if it's covered by the colleges and stuff by your parents, but at least that's for me. But I've just noticed that like a lot of people are like willing to help college students and just they're just helpful and they give a lot of insight, a lot of advice. That's definitely one of the great things that I've learned from this.
That's excellent to hear that you've taken advantage of the networking, the resources, and everything that has come your way. We hope that as an organization, we're able to support you for many many years to come as you work through becoming an entrepreneur and really owning all of this. It's really exciting to hear, and I cannot wait to seeing what you bring to the stage on June 24th. It's been great having you, Chris. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you. Appreciate it.